realized, oh my God, I'm having to drive her to places. Oh, she got kicked out of the rehab center. I'm like, and then when she was home, none of the doctors came into the assisted living would see her. I would have to drive her places. So, I was like, well, uh, I found out that, well, when open enrollment came out, I could get a Medigap for her only because she was in uh, Connecticut. Was I able to do that? But like you listen to all of these, you could always switch to original Medicare. That's true, but that's misleading. You can always switch to original Medicare, but you probably won't be able to get that Medigap. And I would never, ever tell anyone, take original Medicare without a Medigap. You're better off staying in Medicare Advantage because that gap could be too huge. Um, so the other person asked the question about, well, is my plan better than uh, a regular Medicare Advantage? And usually they are. And the plan that I was offered as an employee was. It said I could go out of network. Well, yeah, but it doesn't mean that the out of network people will take that payment from your Medicare Advantage plan. So they could say that they'll pay it, but you might not find someone who will want to bill the insurance company directly. They may bill you, and you could go get the money and get reimbursed a couple of months later for less, but you're not guaranteed. But prior authorization is still required, and that's a big deal. And you say, why would 54% of the population choose Medicare Advantage? Well, a lot of times it's zero premium. I was at the gym, another place I might get banned if I keep talking to people about Medicare Advantage. And I was telling her, I said, all the benefits. She's like, well, how much would it be? I said, well, it'd be like $200 a month. She goes, oh, I don't pay anything now. You know, that's another $2,000 a year. And so I was like, well, okay. But, you know, there could be a lot of out-of-pocket copays with the zero premium Medicare Advantage plans. And what people don't understand, which I said before, is what's going on behind the scenes is you've paid into Medicare your whole career. And now the federal government is giving the Medicare Advantage plans over $1,000 a month. The other point I want to get across is if you choose original Medicare and a Medicare supplement, that is good throughout the whole United States. So if you move, you take it with you. This gets back to that question. They choose a subsidized Medicare Advantage plans due to the lower cost, but they're unaware of the limited doctors and hospital choices and prior authorization. So let's do a case study. Let's talk about Jane. She's a Connecticut teacher. She has the following choices. She could get her subsidized Medicare Advantage from her school district. They've been rah-rah her whole career. Yep, you should take that. Or she could say, nope, I'm going to go with original Medicare and a G plan plus a drug plan. Or she could do it a little cheaper, get an N plan and a drug plan. Or since she is moving to Florida, she could get a G plan as a Florida resident. Now, the reason I'm showing Connecticut and Florida is I said Connecticut is one of those states where they don't ask about pre-existing conditions. So it's a lot more expensive than a state like Florida, where after you're 65, they don't have to take you. So if you look at the premiums, her Advantage plan through her school district, $94. Original Medicare, $246 in Connecticut for a G plan. She went for an N plan, $176. If she goes as a Florida resident, $182. Zero deductible with her plan, $257 for the others. Original Medicare with a G plan, no copays. She has some copays, but she has the prior authorization. That's the big deal. Can she switch after 65 from the teacher retiree Medicare? Probably not, unless she's one of those 4 states. Can she see any doctor or hospital on her teacher retiree plan? No, she cannot. So it's locking you in when you're healthy. But when you get older and you're sicker and you'd love to be able to go to the best doctors and the best hospitals, you won't be able to. So what plan am I going to choose when I'm 65? Um, I know since I am a Florida resident, this is a plan that I'll have for the rest of my life. My priority is to choose a plan that will allow me to choose the best facilities and doctors if I'm very sick. I'm willing to forgo the Medicare advantages such as dental, vision, gym. I'm willing to pay a higher premium to ensure they have the best medical and drug coverage. So I'm going to choose original Medicare and the best Medicare supplement plan, which is currently G. And every year I reevaluate my drug plan.